Right, so I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKadash, double unto the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So real quick, we're going to get into the third part of will the law save you, right? Will the law save you, right? So we can start at Romans the 10th chapter. It says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. Now we know that righteousness is the keeping of the law. We know that, right? This is why we here in GMS teach to keep the law, but move wisely when doing so. That's all we're saying. We teach here in GMS to keep the law, but move wisely, right, when doing so. So again, for they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. It says, for Mashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. Now, this is the purpose of keeping the law, right? The purpose of Salakia, I know that truck is loud. But the purpose of keeping the law is to show that we believe, and we can get that also in the book of Galatians. But it also mentioned it in this same chapter, in Romans the 10th chapter. So let's keep going. For Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them. But we know that we cannot keep the whole law. We cannot, right? Especially being in the land of our captivity. So we cannot keep the whole law. Let's keep going. But the righteousness which is of faith, the righteousness which is of faith, right? So when you go into that word faith, it means what? To trust. To trust. Matter of fact, let's get it. So going into the word faith and the Greek here.
Strong's G 4102 pistis,
which means conviction of the truth of anything, belief. It says in the New Testament of a conviction or belief respecting men's relationship to the Most High and divine things generally, with the included idea of trust and holy favor born of faith and joined with it. So I don't really have to get no more than that, so pretty much is pistis, which means to trust in the Lord, right? So the way we show that we trust in the Lord is by keeping the commandments. That's why all of it plays a part. All of it plays a part of this, man, right? Of what we do. That's why we here in GMS, we're not telling you not to keep the law. We're telling you to keep the law, but be wise as you keep it, right? So let's keep going. It says, by the righteousness which is of faith, speaking on this wise, say not in thine heart, who shall ascend unto heaven, that is to bring a Mashiach down from above, or who shall descend into the deep, that is to bring up a Mashiach again from the dead. It says, but what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith. The word heart means laha, which is mind, right? It means mind. So we have it all in our mind, right? Now, when I use the word all, I'm not saying that we have all the law, statutes, commandment in our mind. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we have it in our minds. Let me just say that we have it in our mind, so people don't get confused on the word all, right? We have it in our minds. It says that is the word of faith which we preach, right? Because you're not able to preach unless you had the word in your mind. That it literally wouldn't make sense. So if you was to try to use Jeremiah 17:9, wouldn't make sense. Or you wouldn't even be able to go out in the highways and byways and teach this word if it wasn't in your mind, right? You got brothers all day that can quote scriptures right out of the mind without even opening the book. So we have it in our mind. And there's laws we do have in our mind, but not all of them, right? So it says that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahweh Shai, right, and shalt believe in thine heart that the Most High have raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. Hold up. Why didn't it say keeping the law shall be saved? What did it say? If thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahweh Shai, and shalt believe in thy heart that the Most High have raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. Right? Now you will have somebody use the book of Matthew 7:21 that says, Lord, Lord, he that saith, Lord, Lord, shall not be saved, which is completely right, because it's not just only believing in the name of Yahweh Shema Shah, but you got to show that you believe in his name, right? And that's by the works, which is the keeping of the law, right? Now, just because you keep the law and it shows you believe doesn't mean you're going to be saved by the law. Then you would have to tell that to the Old Testament brothers who believe in just the Old Testament and believe that by keeping the law, they're going to be saved. So is that right? Is just by keeping the law, they're going to be saved? No. By keeping the law shows that we believe in him. You got to show forth some sort of works. It wouldn't make any sense if you didn't have works to show that you believe in Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. It wouldn't make sense. So you got to have some forms of work. If you working at a job and you're just sitting in a break room and you're not showing forth that you're willing to contribute to the workplace, then what do you think they're going to do? They're going to come in and say, hey, look, you obviously not, profiting us, so we're going to have to get rid of you. It's the same thing in its truth. If you're not showing forth works that you believe in the Lord, then you won't be saved. That's why, right. So if you're not showing forth works that you believe in the Most High and his Son, then you won't be saved. So let's read that back. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahweh Shai, and shalt believe in thine heart that the Most High have raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. When you go into the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Bear with me for a second. Right. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. So again, we here at GMS is not telling you to not keep the laws. We're telling you to keep the laws, but move wisely as you do, right? We don't wear GMS here. We don't wear our fringes on a day-to-day basis. We don't walk around in the stores. We don't go to our workplace with our fringes on. We just don't, right? And we already mentioned the meaning. We already mentioned why we don't do that. Why? Because we don't want to be asked questions about what we do, right? And not only that, but you're putting your job at jeopardy, right? That's why the scripture says, be wise as a serpent. What do a serpent do? A serpent blends in order for it to catch its prey. Be wise as a serpent, right? So that's why we don't walk around in our fringes all day. But look, us at GMS and Sakari, we're not going to agree together, but that's fine. So let's grab this here. It says, 2nd Ezra 9 and 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his work and by faith whereby ye believe, right? Because by our works is how we show that we believe. And that's how we're going to be saved. That's how we're going to be delivered, right? So again, Romans 10 and 8. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith which we preach. If thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahushua, and shalt believe in thy heart that the Most High have raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. So you can see how all of these are connected. Going back to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, James 2 and 17, Romans 10, all of these things are connected. Our works show our faith, and it shows that we believe, right? And by having faith and by believing is how we're going to be saved. For an example, if you go back to the time of Peter, when matter of fact, let's get that too, right? So like it, bear with me. This is the book of Matthew 14 and 22. It says, and straightway Yahweh Salakia, and straightway Yahushua constrained his disciples to get into the ship and to go before him. Let me start up a little bit. Let me see. Let's see. Matter of fact, yeah, let's just keep going. And straightway Yahushua constrained his disciples to get into the ship and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Yahushua went unto them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. But straightway Yahushua spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahushua. Now he was walking on the water to go to the Yahushua, right? Which means at that point, he had faith in the Lord, man. He believed in the Lord. So let's keep going. But when he saw the wind boisterous, if I'm saying that right, Salakia, bear with me real quick. Boisterous, which means of a person, event, or behavior. A noisy, energetic, and cheerful, rowdy, right? So it says, but when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me, man. And it says, and immediately Yahushua stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt, man? So hold up. You know, wasn't Peter keeping the laws? I'm pretty sure Peter was keeping the laws and statutes and commandments. Was he not? And if you could show me where Peter within the scripture did not keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, then Peter shouldn't have sunk in his water, man. Peter shouldn't have almost damn near been pretty much drowning. Peter said, save me, right? So if somebody's saying save me, why is they saying save me? Because they about to damn near drown. But hold up, but I thought the laws and statutes and commandments could save you. If Peter kept the laws, statutes, and commandments, then why right there Peter was drowning, man? Peter was about to drown. But Yahushua had to reach for him and save him. So it just goes to show you, by faith is how we're going to be saved, man. By keeping the commandments shows that we have faith and shows that we believe. So again, but when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Yahushua stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him. Hold up, but I thought Yahushua couldn't be worshipped. I thought we weren't supposed to worship Yahushua. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, Of a truth, thou art the Son of the Most High. So plain and simple, man, I ain't really got to get no more on this, man. Come on, at the end of the day, that's just what it is, man. We believe in Yahushua. We have faith in Yahushua. And by keeping the commandments shows that we believe and have faith in him. You can't keep all the laws, man. It's just that plain and simple. We can't keep all the laws, but just because we can't keep all the laws, that's not giving you an excuse to willfully sin, right? If you want to wear your garments, if you want to wear your fringes anywhere you go to, then do that. We're not telling you can't do that. Then do that. But be wise and doing it, man. Be wise and doing it. The scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes 7, be not overly much righteous, right? That is not going into being more righteous than thou, or holier than thou, Salakia, more holier than thou. That's not what that's going into. Holier than thou is going into something totally different. Holier than thou is a brother believing that the Most High is dealing with him more than he's dealing with you. Like when I use the examples of Paul and Obadiah. Obadiah only had one book, one chapter. But Paul here, Paul have the majority of the New Testament. But do that mean that Paul was more important than Obadiah? No, they both were prophets. They both did the will of the Most High. That's what it means to be more holier than thou. Right? Now, being over much righteous is, again, I use this example all the time, as let's say you and a brother is watching a YouTube video of them putting a damn cow in a shredder, and then right after they put the cow in the shredder, they put a pig in that same shredder, shred it up, make the meat, packages, send it to a grocery store. You go into the grocery store, you see the ingredients, but you only see 100% beef. But here you and a brother know that they just mixed that together, right? So, and then a brother come and tell you, hey brother, we saw that they mixed all that together, right? That shit says 100% beef, but don't eat it. That's being over much righteous, man. So that means we shouldn't eat any meat. We shouldn't eat lamb. We shouldn't eat beef. We shouldn't eat turkey, because they do that shit with all the meats. They grind it up in the same damn grinders. Go to YouTube, go to watch it. Go and watch it. I'm not fucking fibbing. I'm not lying. Go watch it your damn self. That means we should stop eating all meats. Then what should we eat during the Passover? What should we do during the Passover? That's what it means to be over much righteous. But other than that, this pretty much is going to be the last part of getting into whether or not you can be saved by the law. But pretty much, no, you're not going to be saved by the law. The law is a big part of it, but you're not going to be saved by the law. Like again, I'm going to use this example. If we're going to be saved by the law, then the Old Testament brothers that only believe in being saved by the law and believing in Yahushua, that's the only way they're going to be. That's how they're going to be saved, because they believe in the law. But like again, when Yahushua pulled Peter out of the water, I'm pretty sure Peter kept the law, right? I'm pretty sure Paul kept the law. I'm pretty sure these men that was of Jewry, of Jews, right, kept the law. Why wouldn't they? They're Israelites. They kept the law. But here, Peter almost fucking drowned. So why didn't the law keep Peter afloat? That's a question that me personally ask Sakari, Deacon Rakah, Assad, and Alazar. If Peter kept the law, Why didn't Peter stay afloat? But here, Peter had to call upon Yahweh Shai to be saved. Why didn't Peter stay afloat if Peter kept the law? But other than that, I'm going to say Barak Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom.